All right, good morning, class. So today I'm gonna review one of these problems we did practice on conditional probability. So I have this problem number 6. So everyone get ready. So the table shows the subject studied by 210 students at the college. So we have 210 students study at the college. So we have freshman, sophomore, and each subject the students study: history, science, art, and total. So freshman total, sophomore total. So every time you saw a table, you have to remember, so every row adds up total should be equal, and every column should add up to equal. So these three numbers, the column adds up to 110. These three numbers, sophomore adds up to 100, and every row adds up to 50, adds to 35, 85. So total, and this adds up to also 210. So you know how to read a table. So now let's solve the question. All this question is about conditional probability. That means a conditional probability, given a condition, find a probability of both or and over a condition. So let's see the first part. A student is chosen random. Let A be the event student study art. So let's see where is the art. So this is row is the art. And let event B be the event student. It's a sophomore. Now let's see where the sophomore. So these are the sophomore, right? So let's find the probability of P, probability of A, event A. So what's the event A? Event A is the student study art. So how many students study art? So that's 80. So P of A is 80 over how many students? Over 210 students. So probability of A, right? So that's the first one. It's pretty basic. Then the second one, a lot of you make mistake on this. A second one actually is related to first one and also related to A and the B, because you read this prompt. Find the probability of students is a sophomore and the art student. See, even you didn't see and sophomore and art, because we know sophomore is our event B, right? Study art is our event A. So actually this problem is asking, find the probability of students study event B and A, and given a condition of A, which is students study art. So you have to read the prompt really carefully, because these give you this prompt on purpose, right? A is student study art. B is student sophomore. Now you see sophomore art, so that's B and A. Then given students, it's R. Given this condition, students study also R, which is the first one. So how to find this conditional probability? It's P of B given a condition A, it's R student. So it's P, B, and A, right? Divided. So second one, so it's always our condition. We divide by condition of A, which is the study art. So how to find this probability B and A? So what's the number of students study art, and it's a sophomore? That's 35, right? So that's 35, and divided by probability of study art, which is art. So which is 80. Actually, it's 35 divided by 210. 80 divides by 210, because we always compare to total. So these two are canceled. It's just 35 over 80. So that's this part. A lot of you make mistakes on this. You just use 35 over 210, but we forgot. So sophomore and art. So event A and event B. So you have to use a conditional probability. I know it's a little confusing, but all this problem conditional probability is all this whole double page. Okay, let's do B. So B, given a history student is like at random, a history student. So how many history student? 85, right? And the calculated probability that student is a freshman. So this is not a conditional probability. So asking the probability of freshman and study history, given a condition history. So let's use same rationale. So let's find the probability and a freshman and a history. So where's the freshman and history? That's 50. divided by 210 over then by the probability of history only, because this condition is always in the denominator. So history student is 85 over 210. So this is 50 over 85. So you don't have to give a decimal, so fraction is perfect. Okay, next problem, C part. C part is a little bit tricky. You have to read it carefully. Okay, so we have two students I select at random from this college. Calculate the probability. One student is a freshman, the other one is a sophomore. So a lot of you just chose from 210 students, chose one from freshman, one from sophomore. That's not complete, because you can choose one student from freshman, one student from sophomore, but you can also have another scenario which you choose sophomore first, then choose scenario, because this is called conditional and dependent probability. So you have two scenarios, not just one. A lot of you just did one. So what's if you have a first scenario? So let's say you choose freshman first. So how many students do you have? You have 210. So you have 210 that you choose from freshman. Freshman, you choose from 210, right? So once you choose one freshman, so you need, how many students do you left? So you have 210, you minus one because you already chose one. So you have 209 left, but you have to choose a sophomore. So you have 100 over 209. So that's your first scenario. And the second scenario, you also can choose a sophomore first. So you can choose 100 over 210 first. 210 first. Then you can choose then how many students do you left? You chose one, you have 209, right? You have 209 left. But then you have to choose from one freshman, which is 110. So that's your two scenarios. Two scenarios. Because you can choose freshman first, sophomore later, or sophomore first, freshman later. So if you do calculation, plug in your calculator, so you simplify this, this should be get your decimal, which is 0.501. So that's this number 6.